The importance of raising productivity is an issue which the government has been pushing for a number of years. And in this series of videos, I'll be talking to a number of business leaders about how they're approaching the issue. In this instalment, we're focusing on innovation. To what extent is innovation something which all companies can look at, regardless of their industry and regardless of their size?
Innovation, I believe, is the raison d'etre of any enterprise. If a company stops innovating, it basically stops living actually. With competition and with the advent of cyberspace, information flow has been very fast, speed of information. And therefore, for any enterprise to survive, first, I think it has to be able to compete very quickly, adapt. And the one sure way of doing this would be through innovation. No idea is ever a bad idea. An idea is always good. It's how we develop this particular idea and make it applicable. What we do in our organization is we encourage a lot of our staff to think outrageous, to be outrageous, to be dare to be outrageous. Challenge yourself, challenge the organization even as well, challenge the status quo, and that will be one way and sure way to survive.
Okay, Bernard, let's see if you're the Neil Armstrong of the optical industry, because on the face of it, selling spectacles isn't an industry that is perhaps rich in opportunities for innovation. You open the shop, you put some spectacles on display, and hopefully customers come in and buy those spectacles. So where are the opportunities for innovation for a business like yours?
Retail, yes, as you described, David, is seen as a very traditional business. You open up a store, you put in the products, you put in the serving staff, you wait for people to come in. But I think as time progresses, there are now, especially with the internet, the digital space, there are a lot of ways for people to do their shopping. And in the Singapore context, we have also seen many new malls coming up. A recent example would be in Jurong, where you have two big malls, GEM and Westgate. I think end of this year you're getting another one. Nearby there's also JCube. So it's getting very competitive. And in every mall you would see at least 4 to 5 optical stores. And the question which we begin to think about is how can we make ourselves different? Because if you don't do that, then you become a me-too store. The only difference between your store and the store next to you is the name and maybe the color of your shop decoration.
Frederick, let's look at the air conditioning business, because just like optical shops, to the outside observer, you would think that the opportunities for innovation are somewhat limited, particularly in terms of improving productivity.
We look everything as a whole from front end to the back end. First thing from delivery of service. On the traditional style, we either use a lorry or a van to transport our workers to sites or even service and repairs. For instance, let's say for a commercial, let's say we're talking about equipment replacement, right? Certain items is light, certain items is heavy. When there's heavy items involved, probably you need more manpower. But on a full day scale, let's say maybe the job requires a whole day to replace. But for that part that you need to carry the heavy stuff, and looking on the safety context, sometimes we require 4 to 5 workers just on that 1-2 hours to have various transport to transport 4 or 5 workers there, and there after the 1-2 hours they split from there. It's not very cost effective. Or sometimes you have you go to places where people are working, then you're seeing as in 2 persons working, 3 persons watching, and it's like, hey, what kind of productivity is this? All right. So we come up for the process part on this. We have implemented servicemen on motorbikes, kind of thing. So we have, they even have ladders, their toolkits, their vacuum cleaners that's required for maintenance on the bike itself. Of course, this is through Design Singapore, there are the big funds for innovation, creating the design to improve process.
So what do you think the message should be to businesses who are looking to raise productivity? To what extent should they be looking at innovation as a tool to do so?
The other part in the restaurant has been, Restaurant Association F&B has been telling us that in many ways they try to also alleviate the part about patrons making their orders and not having enough attendance to them. In here you probably have seen quite a lot of them actually having electronic menus that uses iPad, simple things. When it comes to innovation, it wasn't just about the process of ordering, it enhances the experience. I realized that some of the restaurants beginning to have within that iPad even iterate interaction facilities. And to us, it was mind-boggling. We were wondering why would patrons wanted to have a small little chat room talking to someone else. Then realized that that actually allows them to inter-exchange between the patrons in the same restaurants. Some guy is eating there, and therefore he will say, "Oh, this tastes pretty good. Why don't you give it a try?" And people start talking, and which after it's not only just a process improvement, they start selling the products, selling more goods to the particular patron.
I think change, as you've always read about it, is a constant. Be it in a traditional industry or a new industry, it's unavoidable, and there are plenty of schemes out there that SMEs can tap on, and I think we should just go forth and venture.